Hey, what's up, fact fanatics? Get ready to have your mind blown because today we're busting dirty geography myths that most people totally get wrong. From invisible walls to rivers that aren't the longest, these facts will make you question everything you thought you knew about the world. But before we dive in, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe if you love crazy facts, and ring that notification bell so you never miss a fact-filled adventure. All right, buckle up because this geography roller coaster starts right now. Let's go. Fact number 1. Africa is not a country. It's a continent with 54 countries. Way too many people still think Africa is a single country. Nope. It's a massive continent with 54 recognized countries, each with its own culture, language, and government. It's also the second largest continent, both by area and population. So next time someone says, "I want to visit Africa," ask them, which part? Fact number 2. Mount Everest is not the tallest mountain on Earth. Hold up, Mount Everest is the highest mountain above sea level, but it's not the tallest from base to peak. That title goes to Mauna Kea in Hawaii. If you measure it from its base on the ocean floor to its summit, Mauna Kea is over 33,500 feet, 10,210 meters tall, beating Everest by a long shot. Number 3. The Amazon River is not the longest river. For years, we've been told the Amazon River is the longest in the world. But recent satellite measurements show the Nile River is actually longer at 4,132 miles, 6,650 kilometers. The Amazon is the biggest by volume, though, carrying more water than the next 7 biggest rivers combined. Fact number 4. The Sahara Desert is not the largest desert. Think the Sahara is the biggest desert in the world? Think again. The largest desert is actually Antarctica. Yes, the icy continent. A desert is defined by low rainfall, and Antarctica is drier than the Sahara, making it the largest desert on Earth. Number 5. Greenland is not the largest country in Europe. Many people assume Greenland is part of Europe, but it's actually a territory of Denmark. It's the largest island in the world, but it's not a country. If you're looking for the biggest country in Europe, that's Russia, if you count the European part, or Ukraine, if you don't include Russia. Number 6. Australia is not the smallest continent. Yes, Australia is the smallest inhabited continent, but it's not the smallest overall. That title goes to Zealandia, a mostly submerged continent that includes New Zealand and New Caledonia. Scientists only classified Zealandia as a continent in the last few decades. Number 7. There is no straightest route from the US to Russia. Most people imagine a straight line from the US to Russia across the Pacific. But in reality, the two countries are just 2.4 miles apart at their closest point, between Alaska's Little Diomede Island and Russia's Big Diomede Island. In winter, the water between them can even freeze, making it possible to walk from one to the other. Number 8. The United Kingdom is not a country. The United Kingdom is actually made up of 4 countries: England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. If someone says they're from the UK, that doesn't tell you exactly which country they're from. Also, Great Britain only refers to the island with England, Scotland, and Wales, not the whole UK. Number 9. Alaska is the westernmost and easternmost U.S. state. Alaska isn't just the westernmost state, it's also the easternmost. That's because the Aleutian Islands stretch across the 180-degree longitude line, putting part of Alaska in the eastern hemisphere. Mind blown yet? Number 10. Canada has more lakes than the rest of the world combined. If you think the land of 10,000 lakes is Minnesota, wait until you hear this. Canada has over 60% of the world's lakes. That's about 879,800 lakes across the country. Some are so big they could be considered inland seas. Before we dive into more mind-blowing facts, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. You don't want to miss out on more fun, exciting facts coming your way. Number 11. Istanbul is not the capital of Turkey. Most people assume Istanbul is Turkey's capital because it's the largest city, but the capital is actually Ankara. Istanbul is historically important, but Turkey moved the capital in 1923 for political and strategic reasons. Fact number 12. There's a part of France in South America. Yes, France has land in South America. It's called French Guiana, and it's an official overseas region of France. That means people there use euros, speak French, and are considered EU citizens, even though they're on a completely different continent. Number 13. The Great Wall of China is not visible from space. Despite the myth, astronauts cannot see the Great Wall of China from space without aid. It's too narrow and blends in with the natural landscape. However, cities, deserts, and rivers are much easier to see from orbit. Number 14. The Dead Sea is not a sea. Despite the name, the Dead Sea is actually a lake. It's also one of the saltiest bodies of water on Earth, making it almost impossible for most life to survive. That's why you can float effortlessly in it. Time for fact 15. Mexico is in North America, not Central America. A lot of people place Mexico in Central America, but geographically, it's actually part of North America. Central America starts south of Mexico, beginning with Guatemala and Belize. Number 16. Brazil borders France. Wait, what? Yep, Brazil and France share a border. That's because French Guiana, a French overseas region, borders Brazil. That means France and Brazil are technically neighbors. Fact number 17. There's a place where you can stand in 4 states at once. It's called Four Corners in the US, where Arizona, Colorado, New Mexico, and Utah meet. But fun fact, the actual survey of the area was a little off, so technically, the real Four Corners point is a few feet away. Number 18. Egypt is in 2 continents. Most people assume Egypt is only in Africa, but a small part, the Sinai Peninsula, is in Asia. That makes Egypt a transcontinental country like Turkey and Russia. Fact number 19. Japan has over 6,800 islands. Japan isn't just 4 big islands. It actually consists of 6,852 islands. Some are tiny, some are volcanic, and many are uninhabited. That's a lot of real estate for sushi lovers. Number 20. The U.S. capital was almost in a different state. Washington, D.C. isn't in any state, but originally it was supposed to be in Maryland or Virginia. The land was donated by both states, but Virginia took its part back in 1846. Before we dive into more mind-blowing facts, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. You don't want to miss out on more fun, exciting facts coming your way. Number 21. New York is not the capital of New York State. Most people assume New York City is the capital of New York State, but it's actually Albany. NYC may be the largest and most famous city, but the state government is based in Albany, about 150 miles, 240 kilometers north of NYC. Number 22. The Pacific Ocean is not the world's largest body of water. Wait, what? The Pacific Ocean is the largest ocean, but the largest body of water is actually the Pacific Ocean, plus the Mariana Trench. Because the trench is over 36,000 feet deep, its total volume is larger than all other oceans combined. Number 23. India and China share the world's highest border. The border between India and China passes through the Himalayas, making it the highest international border on Earth. Some parts of it are higher than 19,000 feet, 5,800 meters above sea level. That's like stacking over 13 Empire State Buildings on top of each other. Fact number 24. Africa is splitting into 2 continents. Africa is slowly breaking apart along the East African Rift, which runs through countries like Ethiopia and Kenya. In a few million years, a new ocean will form, splitting the continent into 2. So enjoy Africa while it's still one piece. Number 25. The UK used to be connected to Europe. About 8,000 years ago, the UK wasn't an island. A land bridge called Doggerland connected England to mainland Europe. Rising sea levels flooded it, creating the English Channel and making Britain an island. Time for fact number 26. California's San Francisco and Los Angeles will be neighbors. One day, thanks to the San Andreas Fault, Los Angeles is slowly moving northward at about 2 inches per year. In about 10 million years, it will be right next to San Francisco, so if you live in LA, you're basically on a slow-moving road trip north. Number 27. Russia has a time zone nightmare. Russia spans 11 time zones, making it nearly impossible to keep track of time across the country. That means when it's 8 a.m. in Moscow, it's already 7 p.m. in Kamchatka. Traveling across Russia is like time traveling in real life. Fact number 28. The Philippines has more coastline than the U.S. Even though the U.S. is way bigger, the Philippines has more coastline because it's made up of 7,641 islands. If you put all its coastlines together, it's longer than the entire mainland U.S. coastline. Number 29. There's a town that changes countries every 6 months. In the Netherlands-Belgium border town of Barley, some houses are split between the two countries. Depending on the time of year and political agreements, parts of the town actually switch nationalities. Imagine waking up in one country and going to bed in another, without moving. And now for our final fact. Fact number 30. Antarctica has a waterfall that looks like it's bleeding. In Antarctica, there's a place called Blood Falls, where bright red water flows from a glacier. No, it's not actual blood. It's iron-rich water that oxidizes when it hits the air, turning red. It looks terrifying, but it's just science being awesome. Whoa, that was a wild ride through some of the craziest geography facts out there. Which one surprised you the most? Let me know in the comments. If you had fun and learned something new today, don't forget to smash that like button. It really helps out the channel. And if you want more mind-blowing facts like these, make sure to subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss a single video. Thanks for hanging out with me. You're officially smarter than you were 10 minutes ago. See you in the next one. Stay curious, stay awesome.